Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed on the classes, right? So today we'll be discussing on the object. So let's get into the definition part here. What is an object here? An object is an instance of the class, right? So an object is just an instance of the class. It is the actual implementation based on the class blueprint, right? So it is the actual implementation based on the class blueprint. So each object holds its own state, nothing but the attributes, right? So each object holds its own state, nothing but attributes, and can use the classes methods and can use the classes methods. So let's get into the example part, simple example. So before getting into the example, let me tell you certain things here. So we can create an object by calling the class like a function. Again, we can create an object by calling the class like a function. So I can just give here object equals class name, right? So this is the way, right? So we can just create by uh, calling the class like a function, nothing but object equals class name. So multiple objects of the same class can hold different data. Always remember this. This is very important point. So multiple objects of the same class can hold the different data, and each object can access and modify its own data, right? Each object can obviously it can access and modify its own data, right? So let me delete this one, let me paste this one. So these are the important points, man. Just keep these things in the mind, right? So just keep these things in the mind. So this is fine. Just give me a second here. Yeah. So now let's move on with the example part. Very simple example. I'll just consider a very simple example here. Let's define a class first. So I'll just go with a class car, right? Let's go with the class car here. So let me do one thing. Let's go with the initialization part or the constructor part. So here I'll just give init. So let's go with self, also brand, also year, right? Also year. So this is fine. The next, let me go with self dot so we have brand and year, right? So why this is not showing in the suggestion? So brand, let me go with brand, also self dot, let's consider year. Let's initialize this one to the year. This is fine. So next, let's go with the method display. So I'll just go with a def here, display, def display. Let's go with a self here. So this is fine. Let me go with a print. So let me go with brand. Let me give here self dot brand. So this is fine. The next one is, let me go with print. So here this will be year. This is nothing but self dot year. So this is fine. Yeah, we are done with a class car. So next, let's do one thing. Let's create two objects of the car class. So I'll just go with the first object. Let me go with the car one here. So this will be car of let me name this one. We have considered brand and year, right? So let me consider here BMV, right? So BMV. So this will be 2025. So this is fine. And the car 2. So let me consider here. Mm, so we have considered car, right? So name, what shall I consider here? Let me give Honda here. Let me give Honda. So this one will be 2022, right? So this one will be 2022. So why this is showing error here? Unindent, not expected. So just give me a second here. 1 second. Mm, this is fine, man. This is fine, not a problem. So let's call the display on both the objects. We have made use of the we have already written the method display, right? So let's call the display on both the methods. I mean both the objects, sorry, car1 and car2. So I'll just go with car1 dot this one. What's the method? So basically display. So this is not showing here, man, in the suggestion. So I'll just copy this one, display here. Let me paste display, right? So we are just calling the display method on both car1 and car2 object. So I'll just copy this one, paste it over here again. Let me type display fast. So this is fine. So we have we are done with the code. We are done with the code. So the output that we need to get here is, so what we are doing in the display method, brand and the this one brand name. So self dot brand we have given here brand, and the brand first we have to get here as BMV, and year we have to get 2025. The next one is this one brand, we have to get the name Honda, and brand we have to get the we have to go with the year, I mean we have to get the year 2022 or 2022, right? So let's try running the code. So let's see what output that we get here. So this will be Python. So let me copy the name of the file, objects.py. So we are getting the error here. What error we are getting? Invalid syntax. Class car I have given right here. So this is fine. What mistake I have done here? So yeah, this I have given cap C. This has to be small, right? So now we have to get the correct output, I believe. Let's see. So we are still getting the error. Car object has no attribute display. Why? So this is fine, right? Yeah, let me go with the indentation. So let me do one thing. Let me format this one. So this is fine. Now if I try to run, it was indentation problem, I think. We're still getting some error in the line number 13. Depth display, what we are getting, what error? Unindent does not match any outer indentation level. So here self here equals here I have given, this is fine. So I think this is the indentation problem, and so here we have to keep it same as step. So these both are same. No, yeah, now this error is gone. Let's see. Let me give CLS here. Yeah, now we are getting correct, right? So brand we are getting BMV, and year we are getting 2025. Again brand we are getting Honda, year we are getting 2022, the proper one. So indentation was the problem again, right? So this is it for the objects. So this is it for the topic objects, right? So what it is doing here, car1 and car2 are two separate objects. We know this one, right? Car1 and car2 are the two separate objects. This one, line number 17 and 18. So each has its own brand and year date. Each has its own brand and year date. See, BMW and Honda. These are two different brands, right? So, and year date as well, 2025 and 2022. So when display is called, here we are calling the display method on both car1 and car2, right? So when display is called, the respective object data is printed, right? So I think we are done with the uh, output part, right? So let me summarize whatever we have learned so far. So uh, let me tell you this thing. An object is a real world instance that is created from a class. We know this. Multiple objects can exist for the same class. We can have multiple objects for the same class with the different data, right? So always remember this one. And also objects access the class methods using object underscore name dot method syntax, right? Object name dot method syntax. See here we have the car. This is nothing but the car one. This is nothing but the object. Car2 is nothing but the second object. This is the first object and this is a second object. To access the method, so basically objects access the class methods, nothing but this is one of the class methods, right? Display using the object name dot method, object name car1 dot display. This is the method, right? So this method syntax, this is the syntax basically, right? So I hope the concept of objects are completely clear, right? So we are done with the objects part. We are done with the objects part. So let me give here CLS. So yeah, we're done with the objects part. Next we'll be discussing on the topics. Next we'll be discussing on the topic methods, basically methods, right? So now, for now, we are done with the objects part. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.